boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Business Party Podcast on this wonderful motherfucking Tuesday as we talk about more shit that's happening as usual.
Where's the sounder? I did it last week. Good
Oh,
morning,
fucking-
Vietnam!
Good morning, Vietnam!
There we go. Or good afternoon, really. That's about it.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Well, unless you're listening in a foreign land, good morning.
When I was on Disclosed, that was like my intro. It's
There you
like
go.
good. What was it? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon from wherever you're listening from. I'm Suburban Mama, and welcome to Disclosed TV.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm
You
a
said-
nerd.
You said that like a 90s intro. Welcome to this morning TV.
Yep, and it sounded exactly like that.
Should use the old 60s, like old timey radio announcer. Hello, this
And
is
here we
Suburban
go
Mama.
with another hit on Casey Kasem's Top
Yeah.
100.
There you go.
Hitler just entered the bunker. Stop. And then he went to his house. Stop. And then Ava was next to him. Stop.
And then she yelled, "Stop! Stop!"
Speaking of yelling, well, I'll just go into this first one real quick because I find it fucking funny. Speaking of yelling, stop. How about stop fucking trying to say that anything is anything crazy whenever it comes down to anything that happens, because anytime it involves somebody of color or anything, it becomes automatically racist. Jameel Hill spots racism in overzealous reaction to Carly Russell kidnap hoax. Do some critical thinking. We did critical thinking and we knew it was fake. And then now Jameel Hill, the runner of Black Lives Matter, is saying that it's
Yeah.
racist.
Wait,
Overzealous
Jamila
legal.
Hill is running Black Lives Matter now?
She was one of them.
Was it? I thought that was the girl from.
Or no, that's Patrice Cullors.
Yeah, no. Jamila Hill
uh,
is that lady that wasn't she on like ESPN or something like that?
I think so.
Let's find out real quick.
Speaking of women in sports, sorry
Right.
soccer, sorry women's national team. Brum, 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 brum.
Oh,
Yeah,
we need
because-
to talk about that after this, because that's like,
Oh yeah, American journalist. Okay, Jamil.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Blah, screw her. But anyways,
But yeah,
nonetheless, overzealous legal backlash over the Carly Russell kidnapping hoax came only because of a black woman was at the center of it. The Atlantic writer Jameel Hill tweeted, "Sorry, but no, it doesn't matter. If you are fucking with people and it's a hoax, no matter what, it's going to get called on you. Like, this is the stupidest
Yeah.
shit. Anytime something happens, they want to spout something like that. And it
But-
and
but
I'm
Hut,
gonna also say it's not only people of color or whatever that spout it. It's liberals, left, Democrat in general that start doing that.
Yeah.
The establishment wants and shit. Yeah.
she
well,
took.
when this story started too, is her parents said that the reason why people aren't going to talk about it is because she's a black woman. By the way,
But then it changed, right?
then it changed, and now and like everyone was talking about it. They're like, "Oh my god, like where is she? Can we find her? What
Mhm.
happened to the toddler? Yada yada." It was like Murder She Wrote, and
Right.
now everyone's like, "Wait. We can only criticize." She's really criticizing because she's a
Exactly.
black woman.
She
Mhm.
took a skit
No.
from Dave Chappelle. Hey baby, what are you doing over there, baby? Why you in the woods, baby? Hey, white baby, come here. Like, it was not even like it wasn't. And she must have been. Listen, I'm sorry if she stopped in the middle of a freeway. She was doing
Oh, dude.
something.
Right.
If
She was
that stops
doing-
becoming a thing again, that's what it feels like.
She's already been charged and will likely have to pay restitution. Zero problem with that. What I'm saying is the lawmaker is being overzealous because the black woman was at the center of this hoax. I promise
No.
I promise you, had she been a white woman, nobody would be introducing a law to strengthen the laws about lying to cops.
Can we stop? And we had a conversation on Sunday with Spike, and he was kind of right about this. Like, can we stop lumping people in together between like color and like sexual orientation? Can't shitty people
Yeah.
just be shitty people?
That's what
Can't
yeah.
assholes just be assholes? She's an asshole. She's
Yeah.
an asshole.
She's an
okay?
asshole.
It doesn't have to do with her being black, has a white, green, an alien that they said are coming now because, they have to distract from everything else. But
Right.
like, she's an asshole. She thought she can get away with it. She didn't.
She didn't.
She's dumb. She was taking plots out of movies. Like, come, they never work. Do we not know that movies are just there for, well, kind of there for entertainment, kind of there for like, hey guys, this is gonna happen in the future. But like,
Right.
we need to stop. Like, she's an asshole. Point blank. Period. 10 toes down. I don't know what that means, but 10 toes down. She's an asshole. Like, that's all it is. I don't care what color she is.
That's the whole thing. She's an asshole. Juicy Smollett's an asshole. Everybody that keeps faking all this shit is fucking ass. And do you know how, like,
is an asshole?
and that's what's fucked up is that this wasn't even anything but a straight up hoax about some shit. Now, what's funny is all the racial hoaxes that have been happening too, and then nobody wants to call that out as being like in the circle of just complete fucking propaganda toward things. Nobody calls any of that shit out, but something like this happened. They want to like spout racist because it was quick to jump on a charge. Bitch, she lied to everybody.
Yeah.
She. Yeah. It's such a. And the problem is that we're all of us are so quick to react, and that's the problem. Everybody wants to rush to judgment. If everybody gave the 48-hour bump, just give it the 48-hour bump. Just give it some time. But everybody wants to be first.
Yeah, I give Dan Bongino a big credit for that. He always says, wait 24 to 48, if not 72, because we've all learned by the time we get the full story, it might be 2 to 3 days later.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody wants to do that. Everybody wants to be the first to report it, and then, everybody, their brain just goes, and it's gone. Nobody wants to remember anything. The story becomes whatever the news put it out as. And no matter what, people are going to certain people are going to defend certain people. Doesn't matter who it is. And I don't know. It's the internet is a bad place. Let's just put it that way. The internet is such a bad place. Like, it's not good. I mean, there are a lot of good things in it, but most of the shit on the internet is not good.
Well, it's because humans use it. We're all fucking idiots at some time. I mean, that's what it is what it is. I've said that 100 times over. Whenever you get something, humans are the best at using shit for what it's not used for. Every time. It's gonna always happen. I mean, look,
why do you think they have all those ER things about stuff that people put up their butts?
Exactly. Yeah. Anything's a dildo if you're brave enough. I mean, ER people find that out all the time.
I mean, if you listen to last Wednesday's episode, I mean, we're thank God you're okay from your Harbor Freight excursion. But yeah, people are just weird, and the involvement of the internet has made it worse for people because now these people can actually go out and do these things with if you're a weirdo, if you were a weirdo in New York, you'd be a weirdo in New York. Now, if you're a weirdo in New York, you could be a weirdo in Kansas, a weirdo in Colorado, a weirdo in California or Portland, Oregon. Like, you can travel and go and be and do the things like Armie Hammer did. Just go online. Some girl, hey, I like you. You're cute. And all of a sudden now you're traveling to go see this girl in another country, in another state, whatnot. And then, and then shit happens,
It's a good way for weirdos to unite.
Yeah.
Like us.
Like I said, sometimes the internet's for good. You never know.
Yeah.
I was going to say, well, that Weirdos Unite could lead into a good segue, but I don't know if we'll go into that one yet. That would be the joining of them all, but we'll go into some more of that in a little bit. What should we talk about?
Well, yeah. So we need to go. I would like to talk about just briefly the U.S. women's soccer elimination.
Team.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Because I actually, I'll say go ahead, because I have a little one that can piggyback off of some of that later about tennis.
Oh, okay. Well, I personally think it's funny that the whole internet was like, "Good riddance." All American, like they're like, "Good riddance,"
because they're tired of them. They're tired of Megan Rapinoe.
Well, yeah. I know that Carly Lloyd, who was the captain for the U.S. women's soccer team for a long time, my aunt actually used to play soccer with her and hates her guts, but that's a whole other different story.
You're like,
But she was
understandable.
talking, yeah.
I get it.
Well, she after the U.S., I think the team that they played prior to Sweden, I guess, who they lost to, they tied. Right. And after that game, they were like all dancing, acting like they're hot shit, like taking like selfies with people and everything. And Carly Lloyd criticized it and was just like, this is not what captains do. Like, you should be pissed off. You tied a game that you could have easily won, get your ass back into the locker room type thing. And they made her kind of like walk it back a little bit and like ease up a bit, because apparently Megan Rapinoe is this darling
God,
or whatever.
God of the yeah, that too.
When people started like propping her up, I was like, she's not even that great of an outside mid. That's all I'm saying.
No, she's not.
Right?
She's not that great of a soccer player. Fucking Gabrielle Reese would have whooped her ass.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
The what was it? The 92 women's soccer team?
Yeah, they were
would
bad
have
as fuck.
destroyed them.
Yeah.
Destroyed them. And you're right. That's what a leader's supposed to do. A leader's, to be honest with you, a leader is never supposed to be happy.
No,
the leader is not
especially
supposed to be
at
happy
0-0
until you get that cup. Once you get that cup, once you win everything, then you celebrate. Until you win, if you're a leader, I don't care if you won 10-1, 10-0, 10 to what 11. You're not happy because you still got to focus. You still got to focus. And once
it's way easier when you're the leader of fucking, the whole world of participation trophies. You get to be happy no matter what.
And that's what they are. They were happy to 0-0 tie to advance.
Yeah, fuck
that. Yeah. And here's the thing. Since the 92 women's FIFA World Cup, like they became like the elite of the elite team for the United States. Like I don't watch men's soccer. I just don't. I would always watch women's soccer. I was a soccer player myself, played in college for a little bit and everything too. So I like really watched it. I mean, when the 92 World Cup happened, I was like, Brendy Chastain, yeah, sports bras, wonderful. My best friend was number 9 for Mia Hamm. Like, we all loved it. And so it was like such a good inspiration for young girls to like want to aspire to do that. And now it's gotten to this point where it's become toxic just because of this one person who's encouraging the whole team to kneel like during the national anthem, which is fine, whatever, do it. But if you're wearing the letters USA on your uniform, no.
Especially
if you want to play for like one of the league teams or whatever that's out there, go ahead, do it, whatever. But if you're wearing the USA uniform, like
especially old girl in the Olympics, what's her name? Simone Biles, the I give up bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, now she's spouting toward next Olympics wanting to come back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think you know what? I will give her just a little bit of grace.
I won't.
Just a little bit. Because I think she was like having like a major anxiety like attacks and stuff.
What was she, like 16?
I'm sorry.
I mean, she was 16, had the world on her shoulders. Like everybody was like, "You're it, girl. You're 16. You gotta lead this United States."
You literally trained. You literally trained as hard as you could to do what you can to represent a country in the World Games, and you gave up. I will not give you any sort of benefit of the doubt. That's me though.
Here's the kick that lost it for the United States. Let me see, make sure it's on.
Right foot's
Oh
shit! We'll say this though. So like,
the memes are hilarious.
Right. It really wasn't everything went downhill after she whipped it.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually. This is the first year, like when U.S. women's like the World Cup would happen, I would take off work specifically just to watch these games because they always happened around my birthday and everything too. And this year, I didn't watch a single thing. No, that was before the show started.
To be honest with you, not gonna lie, I like women's soccer more than I like men's soccer. I think women's soccer is the men are all they do is flop around like fish. Every man is sitting there flopping around like an NBA star, and it's like,
soccer's
come on,
the worst for that shit, man.
But the women on the women's soccer, they go head to head, and I mean, I would watch the WNBA if it was on, and I knew what channel it was on, because it's just like da, 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 like what is the Globetrotters theme? But they're like the Washington Wizards. They're always missing. They're trying to make a layup that doesn't go on. I'm like, I love it. The score's 21-7 at the end of the game. Like it's fun to watch.
You know what? What's going to be? Well, I'm going to lead into that with a segue. You want to know what's going to be 27-0 eventually? Fucking tennis games. Martina Navratilova decides to weigh in on the transgender policy. Tennis legend Martina Navratilova, who's considered one of the greatest players of all time with 18 Grand Slam winning titles, unleashed her criticism on the new transgender policy that allows biological men to compete against women. Navratilova says it's not fair and not right after the U.S. Tennis Association unveiled its policy to allow transgender women to compete against biological women. Nobody's ever going to convince me that that's okay in any way, shape, or form.
No. Yeah.
That's going to lead to fucking mass amounts of 1,000-0. Fuck. It's just, the guy who was 208, I think it was 218th in the world, played both Serena and Venus in the same day after drinking a couple of beers, smoking a cigar, and smoked them on the course. So
that's my hero. That's my hero.
Well, it didn't even come out like in the U.S. swimming. Now they said that anyone who's a transgender female who's gone through puberty cannot compete in women's swimming.
But that's a problem. You should not stop puberty before the children. You should not stop puberty in children.
And really, then they're trying to skate around some bullshit. They should just say biological men cannot compete with they're just really trying to skate around some shit with that.
But I will say it's a positive step backwards.
Yeah.
I guess.
I hear it.
Well, I mean, did you speaking of that, did you hear what Neo was saying? Neo was talking about there shouldn't be transgender children, and his and then his publicist stepped in and was just like, that's not what he meant. Then he came out and was like, no, fuck yourself.
Nah, bitch, exactly what I meant.
That's exactly what I meant. I got five boys and 2 girls. Ain't none of that shit gonna happen. And it's like,
cheers to you, Neo.
It's like, I don't listen, and this was part of the conversation we had on Sunday. It was just like, I get it. Okay, if you are a kid and you feel like you're gay, okay, your parents shouldn't be shitty and try to force you into not being gay. Your parents should love you no matter what. That's another problem, is you don't have parents that understand these things, and maybe the parents should go to these classes and then talk to their kids about these things. You don't just take their kids and do and go and have these conversations with them. Take the parents in. Tell the parents, hey, let's come to back to school night. Perfect. Back to school night. You come in, hey, so the kid's this, the kid's that, your kid, he's claiming that certain things he's having certain feelings with, blah blah blah. And let the parents talk to him. And the shitty parent should be understanding. And if then there's a problem with that, then deal with the parent. Don't deal with the child. They're not your children.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And here's the bad thing, like what you were kind of saying that comes off of that. I can agree with what you are saying. The bad part is there's quite a few schools in some areas, and we've all heard about it, about how they try to collect this information and it's not the parents' knowledge to know. Yeah. We've come across that problem quite a few times. That's where I get really sketchy with like teachers trying to interact with, but believe me, it's going to happen. They spend a lot of time with them, and
well,
They spend
Sorry,
8
go
hours
ahead.
a day with them. They spend about 8 hours a day with them. So yeah, I mean, but still, it's still let the parents deal. And it's once again, I don't know if we talked about this on here or before. They're shitty people. People are shitty. That you can't help it. You know, there are some parents that are shitty parents. There are some parents that traffic their own children.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and but like you can't let the school kind of tell your kids, hey, you want to put this in your butt? Go ahead, enjoy. Put your finger in.
Yeah, no,
Just tickle your taint. No, whoa.
School
teach.
shouldn't be teaching that shit.
No. I mean it's and you know the video of the girl with the puppet and she's like, I'm a them thesers. Like just
Yeah.
Just stop. I think teachers just don't know what to teach anymore. Because they're all confused about what to teach, because math is racist now and social studies is no longer the right social studies anymore, and this American history is this, and science now includes fucking 37,041 two genders, and so nobody knows what to teach. What do you teach?
In some ways I can kind of see that, but then it's also the ones that aren't it's the ones that are not based in reality that don't know what to teach.
This is true.
Because I see what you're saying, but it's also they're not putting off the shit being like, this doesn't need to be fucking taught, and they're just kind of going with things. That's part of the problem.
Well, in California, if you're a parent and you want to, you know, express your grievances to the school or to the council, this could happen. So you could be fined between $500 and $1,000 or imprisoned in a county jail.
What the fuck?
Not exceeding a year. Yes. Or both imprisoned and fined. So the bill was to specify for the purpose. Okay, so let me just start from the beginning real quick. So existing law provides that any parent, guardian, other person whose conduct in a place where a school employee is required to be in the course of an employee's duties materially disrupts classwork or extracurricular activities or involves substantial disorder is guilty of a misdemeanor punishable by a fine not less than $500 nor more than $1,000 or imprisonment in a county jail not exceeding 1 year, or by both imprisonment and the fine. Existing law provides for certain minimum periods of imprisonment in county jail for subsequent convictions for the above described offenses as specified. So the bill would specify, for the purposes of the above described blah, 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 that substantial disorder includes substantial disorder at any meeting of the governing board of a school district, the governing body of a charter school, a county board of education, or the state board of education.
What the fuck?
I'm the Sausage King of Chicago. I really do hate legal speak. I really do.
I do too.
You are absolutely right. Teach skills. Bring back SHOP, Hope Economics, Vote Tech, etc. Yeah.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Because what did they say? We're like 10 years away from not having fucking plumbers?
Right?
Yeah.
They're paying welders well into the six figures to be like, hey, Kai, you want to come do some welding? But yeah, like, the thought.
Oh, shit. Also, well, speaking of, you're like, in 10 years, they're not going to have that. Did you hear Klaus Schwab was like, well, soon enough, we might not even have to have voting. We already know what's going to happen because of AI and blah. What the fuck, man?
I just
turn around and hand them the lube already.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I had a thought, but it just
my bad.
Went gone. That's fine. But it's funny that in California, speaking up about that, you can go to jail and be fined. Did you see that video of the guy stealing from the 7-Eleven? Just taking the stuff and just is AI going to fix my toilet? Probably. It might. It might. Your toilet might tell you.
One of those weird Japanese toilets that talks to you.
I know it's probably going to give you some extras. I don't know if you want that to fix your delivery. Give you some weird shit.
They give you the drill option.
Yeah,
But-
but if it's a bidet, I might take it. You never know.
You don't need toilet paper anymore. Look,
Yeah.
there it goes. There goes that Sheryl Crow, one square, one shit ticket. So she was talking about one shit ticket.
Raft, yeah.
But yeah, in California, you can go and steal up to $1,000 and not go to jail. So this guy went into a shop the other day, into a 7-Eleven, and he took a garbage bag and was just pushing stuff into the cigarettes and all this stuff into the garbage bag. And the two guys that eventually just had enough of his shit went to stop him, and they're getting charged.
Yeah, which is bullshit.
Hey, Wub. Yeah, it's so backwards. Like, I don't like, if you don't see the bigger plan that what they're trying to do, you're blind. You're blind.
Oh, absolutely.
How do you decriminalize robbing from stores, but criminalize parents having a say in their own children's futures?
You can't even fucking protect yourself in New York. You have an obligation to run first. That's fucked up.
Yeah. You're muted, Mama J. Mama J, you muted.
Oh,
Hi,
there we
Cookie. MH in the building.
MH.
Yeah, that dude did get his
I will
ass
call
whooped.
MH Cookie for the rest of the night.
That was actually pretty awesome too. What Davey's talking about, those two dudes getting charged. That dude got his ass whooped too. I loved it. That fucking
Dude,
guy
I
came
like
with that
how-
long ass stick.
I like the guy that was holding him down literally turned him over so he could get spanked.
It's fucking
Like
hilarious.
he's hit him in the front, and then he wrestled him over so that he could get spanked in the butt.
He's like, no, you take that ass whooping literally on your ass.
And once again, butt stuff.
Butt stuff. There you go.
Take it in your pooper. There's a 7-Eleven worker who stopped would-be thief in Stockton, California, are now under investigation for assault.
Are you fucking
That's
kidding?
fucked up.
Oh,
On
That's-
Saturday, Stockton, California, police revealed that they're in an investigation of two 7-Eleven store clerks for assault after a video of them beating a would-be robber. A would-be robber. This motherfucker is on
He was-
video.
He was robbing. What the fuck, man?
Went viral on the internets. In the post on Facebook, the Stockton police said it was unable to combine the investigation of a suspect robberies and suspected assault because of the diligence of witness recording to the event that took place on January 29th. The looter was threatening to shoot the workers and at multiple times appeared to pull out something out of his back pocket.
Yeah, I thought he had
Yeah.
a gun. Because
I
whenever
thought
he
so too, but how it got smashed up, it probably was like a water pistol or
right.
something.
But speaking of that, have you seen some of the ads lately for like these water guns that are like those little pellet water pellet guns that look like real ones? Like, what do we need? Like, someone's gonna kill a kid or an adult.
It happened already.
Oh yeah.
But these things look absolutely like 100% real. They
Oh,
look.
dude. Well,
if a
I'm not
cop-
gonna
if-
lie. I have that airsoft Ruger. All I have to do is pull that orange front off, and it looks completely
Yeah.
like a Ruger.
or even spray paint it black. You know, but like. And then
Yeah.
again, once again, the cops are good. You know, the cops are just bad. You know, they're just killing people out here. You never gun. It was you weren't there. The cop has a point. It's like a baseball player, right? They have like, what is it, like a 10th of a second to make up their mind whether or not they're gonna swing, and people are still sitting there like, how the fuck did he miss it? I didn't miss. He's striking balls with the fuck. Like, he's got a 10th of a second between the time the pitcher releases the ball to the time he gets to the mitt. He has to choose whether or not to swing. The same thing with a cop. He has 0.1 second to figure out whether that's a real gun, whether he's going to get really shot or not really shot.
Well,
Here's
Kate,
an idea. Don't be the stupid person and make that cop make that fucking decision.
oh yeah. Well, case in point was that one lady who tried to tase that guy that was getting away in that car, but then she ended up pulling out her gun and shooting him because he was trying to fucking get away from the cops, got in his car, might have had a weapon, which I can't remember exactly what happened in the aftermath, but she tried to go for a taser, but pulled her gun and shot the motherfucker. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what
play
to tell
stupid
you.
Play stupid games, win super prizes. You know? It's
Yeah.
just-
Yeah.
and then I saw a video today that angered the fuck out of me because the 2 cops came and was asking for this guy to come out of his house. And he's like, well, I just bought the house. And they're like, no, you're trespassing. And they're like, he's like, no, I just bought the house. And they're like, well, we need to see your ID. He goes, no, what do you need to see my shit for? Like don't, it's none of your business. And it's like, guys, you're kind of making their fucking point.
Right.
Like, don't do that. Like, if the guy says
Yeah.
he just bought the house and whatnot, give it the 48 to 76 hour bump and go do some fucking investigations. But this is what happens when you defund the police and just be like, let a bunch of morons just like, hey, no, you're coming. And the guy goes, yeah, there's the supervisor right there. And the guy goes, I'm not the supervisor.
Yeah, that was hilarious. He's like, so you just fucking lied to me about this guy.
It's like, you just fucking lied. Like, he's like, the guy's like, I'm not the supervisor.
That shit was fucked up when I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, or the cop who tased the guy in the middle of the highway at night, the guy died. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, but this is what happens when you defund the police. And don't tell me it didn't happen, because I was actually listening to, whatchamacallit, the guy that was on with Emma
Well, and
Godlin or whatever on the
yeah.
Timcast show, the average Justice Warrior. He was debating Sam Cedar, which that enraged me, because Sam Cedar is a snarky douchebag. He is a
I was listening
snarky.
to some of it.
He's a snarky douchebag who's like, well, you want to debate me on gun statistics, so what do you have to say? You're the expert on it. You have 2 degrees from on criminal justice. Just shut the fuck up. Hey, how about you have a real conversation with somebody? How about you have a conversation and not like, hey, you want to debate me? Well, you're wrong. And like,
when I start hearing somebody like that, I'm like, man, you love the way your farts smell, don't you? You smug fucking bastard, the way you're talking.
You Dutch oven yourself, don't you, you fuck?
Maybe that's why they always look like this.
Maybe.
And like, also when it comes to some of that, no, I would definitely say, yeah, cops got defunded and shit like that. But also for like the past, we can go back as far as we want, probably have not been trained in the proper essence to be able to A, de-escalate situations, and B, we don't need them militarized. We need them, or we don't need a militarized force. We need them to actually fucking handle things right.
Yeah.
I think it's 2 things that are happening at the same time. What you said, Biz, and also the overall sentiment of the public towards cops declining.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's those 2 things combined is disastrous. So
Well,
absolutely.
I'm trying to. I forgot what I was trying to find. I mean, but oh yeah. So and in that, they were kind of talking about how the crime rate has gone down, and then there's like, well, no, the crime rate's gone up, but it's gone down from when it's gone up, but it's gone down, but it's gone up. Like you all these mental gymnastics. It's gone up, yes, but it's also gone down a little bit. But
make sure we do make sure we do diversity hiring. We absolutely need that.
That's what I was looking for. So there was a girl who is suing, I think, the California Police Department because the police didn't do anything, and they brought out a mental health expert or something like that instead. To de-escalate the situation, and something
serious,
and something happened to. That's what I'm trying to find.
I'm waiting for and the criminal beat the fucking beat that guy's ass because he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, and I saw a little bit of the video. I'm trying to find it, but yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
A mental health expert is going to try to figure you out, not fucking like, wow, that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Like, and it's what you guys want this. You guys want this stuff, and you think that a cop should be like a negotiator and a police officer at the same fucking time.
Right. Well, and here's the thing, and I know I definitely agree with that, but And like the stupidest shit ever is like whenever something crazy happened, they're like, well, what if we send a social worker? Are you fucking serious? You're gonna
Right.
come on.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Mama J? You said, "Oh."
Oh.
Well, did you
That's
see
exactly
this?
what I was gonna say.
Did you see this charming young lady? How excited she was. The mark of the beast is coming, ladies and gentlemen. It is here.
Oh yeah, I saw this shit.
I'm at Whole Foods and I'm about to pay for my groceries with my.
All right, and
Closely
anybody who has an RFID reader, find that woman, and you can steal her information.
Exactly.
Real quick.
She's like, oh,
Wait, hun,
I'm locked into the system.
Was it us who was having this conversation about this stuff? And I was like, what's going to happen?
my
We're all going to wear
God.
like RFID gloves now, too.
Right?
So
Yeah.
everyone's wearing these like biker gloves.
I'm about to fucking,
whatever.
I'm about to Bluetooth that bitch and start hacking all her shit.
Well, no, because was I talking to you guys about like, so with those card readers now, like you can either insert your card for the chip or you can like tap it.
Yeah.
And I was telling, maybe it was both of you or it was Scott.
It might have
and
been the
Jack.
last time. It could have been the last time Will was on.
It could have
Because we were
been.
talking about that stuff last time Will was on.
Okay.
Who will be on tomorrow.
That yes, he will.
Mhm.
Will
And I
Johnson
was
will join us
saying-
tomorrow.
Yeah.
He is going to join us tomorrow. I think like around 9 or something.
Yeah.
Tomorrow Eastern Standard Time because he's
He
a
has his
busy
own show.
man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And we're very thankful for the time that he gives us.
Oh,
you know.
absolutely.
absolutely.
But you were saying
And I
about
was
the
happy he said yes again. That's all. I was like, you didn't fuck it up the first time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I kept it as low vulgarity as I could.
Yeah.
Wait, he said yes? Oh shit. Again? But you were
Everybody,
saying
don't forget to wear pants.
Right.
So no, what I'm saying is like, so having people be able to have the ability to tap
Mhm.
the it's almost like training someone that to do the hand thing
Mhm.
instead of just like tapping a card. It's like these little manipulations and little things like propaganda things that we see all the time that happen that slowly normalize things that weren't normal. Like I miss swiping my credit card.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Who doesn't miss
All
swiping
this
their
is
credit card? When
all-
I angry buy, I just want to swipe it. And I'm just angry buy,
And
and,
you-
I
you-
can't.
You know what's funny is that video was a literal visual representation of Pavlov's dog.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You saw look how
She
you saw
went
how
to that
happy
she went to that spot, did it, and she was so fucking happy because she's been trained.
I bought something
They've been
from Whole Foods. I bought
they've been-
4 items for $70.
But they've been training people doing this and like putting it slowly out in the media for years and years now, talking
Yeah.
about how in Sweden they had a huge push of people putting RFID chips in their hands and stuff for years. And you'd see like a Vice video here or an article there, and that's the slow propaganda of just getting it normalized in a way. Like someone would think it's obscure one moment, and then the next, everyone's doing it.
And
I was gonna say something bad, but
I mean it's mainly and it's mainly coming from like the left Democrat side, whatever else, but there's also some other people I see on the conservative right or whatever else. Like, I mean, what's so bad about it? We're already digital. All our money is basically already digital. Blah, blah. You guys don't seem to understand the fucking programmability and the fact that you will lose your fucking financial freedom. They will
Yeah.
see everything and they will tell you
Mhm.
what the fuck you can buy and what you can't. Period.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna
I
be.
like handing people cash to see what they do.
Oh,
Yeah,
They're
right. They're
still
like, what
frantic.
is this?
I still hand people my
Like
credit card.
teenagers.
I still hand people my credit card. They go like this. They go, it's right there.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. And then I go, but I mean, listen, I saw this video and I have to share it because the dumbification between that lady and this video I'm about to show you.
That
where
is a word
people-
copyrighted by Business Party Podcast, dumbification.
Dumbification, yeah, we have to listen. We have to trademark a bunch of stuff.
I
We-
want
we
that
really-
for a shirt. Actually,
need-
the dumbification of America, right
Yes,
on the back.
okay, we need to start making some business moves. We really do, because there's a lot of stuff we need to do. But the dumbification and the I don't even know what to say. Just watch this video.
Mhm.
This is how bored we are.
Oh, we're so bored we create fucking problems in this country. You better believe that.
Oh my god.
And it's warm milk. Like,
How many box of Cheerios do you think they got? That should cost like $6.99 a box.
right?
Why? Who said I got an idea? I got an idea. Let's just put you in the trunk and then feed you Cheerios. No, I have a better idea. Let's go spend $106 and buy as many boxes of Cheerios as you can. Fill up the back. I'll lay on the Cheerios and then you feed it to me.
Hey,
with some milk.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't hate the game because if they do that and they post that in the right spot, they'll make tenfold their money back. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was entertained when I saw that.
Saw the beginning of a snuff film.
We like that's gonna be the new favorite porn genre in fucking Portland, Oregon right now.
Oh yeah, it will be.
Like I'm like, what the? I mean, pretty soon it's probably gonna be the best food porn you'll see. Like, oh, they have Cheerios.
Holy fuck, Cheerios.
We had bed bugs last night for
Cheerios.
dinner. We had Cheerios. Like, what is going on?
Now you're gonna see guys walking down the fucking cereal aisle and they see Cheerios like
like guys look at dryers now, like she can get stuck in that one.
oh,
Oh
shit.
my god.
But
Oh.
I'm so baffled and dumbfounded by the I mean, it's funny. It's got 1.4 million
Oh, I
views.
thought it was. I saw the first time I saw it. I was like, "This is kind of funny." I dig it.
I thought it was funny too, but at the same time, what are we doing?
Yeah,
what are
why?
we
Yeah.
doing? Like, and then what? Like, because as an older gentleman, I was like, and then what? And then you'll have Cheerios somewhere in your car for the next, month, for the next couple months, and you're like, oh, there's a Cheerio.
You're like
Oh,
that
there's a
old.
Cheerio.
You're like that old Asian guy. And then.
and then,
And then.
like, like I said, I saw that and I was fucking dumbfounded. Like, what are we doing, folks? What
Yeah.
are we so bored? And once again, I forget who I was having this conversation with, and I don't know if it was today, yesterday, what. Like, it doesn't matter. We are the 1%. No matter who you are. The United States of America right now is the 1% of the world. You know how I know this? Because we pay poor people. We still pay poor people. In other countries, their poor people don't get paid. They live in huts.
We're paying Ukraine's government
Yeah.
to even survive their pensions.
And we have people who can't afford groceries out here going, yeah, no, we should be doing that. But I want free school.
Yeah. Serial investigation unit.
That's another shirt. That's another shirt.
I dig it.
Oh my god.
I just, but we are the 1%. I don't care what you say, what you think. We are the 1% of the world because even poor people in this country have it better than any other country.
And speaking of that, that's the one thing that I'd like to put to rest whenever people say, "Oh, Trump's tax cut benefited the 1%." Yeah, of the world, bitch, because that's us. If you made 10,000 and up, you got a pay cut, you got a tax cut. Period. Whether you think so or not, and you didn't see it, that's on you because you didn't pay attention to your fucking the receipt off of your fucking paycheck. Yeah, that's on you.
Taxation is death.
So my dad and I were talking about like the whole
what's that like?
What is it?
Yeah, right. Me and Davey both like, how's that?
How's it like talking to your dad? Is it fun? You guys have great conversations.
Representation of my. So what's happening, everybody? How are you doing?
Oh my gosh.
Same.
Oh.
Well, I was talking to my dad, and we were talking about the whole like the Biden administration talking about giving like $10,000 for people to pay off their student loans or whatever. Yeah. And I was just like, well, why don't you just like, I don't know, not tax them as much?
That's what I'm saying. Like
if they finish their 4 years of school or whatever, don't tax them as much for like 5 or 6 years afterwards. Like,
yeah. Well, Gio had the same thought in one of his videos. He goes, "Hey, for first-time home buyers, how about you drop the percentage down to like 3%, and that will incentivize somebody to buy a house." But in the same token, they don't want you to buy a house.
Well,
they want to buy everything.
With like that's why like the whole like housing
bubble
market crash.
Well, I mean,
but they were doing it at like 0% though.
Well,
right?
but
that was part of it. But the other part is they were giving strippers loans for $500,000.
Exactly.
You know, the guy at McDonald's.
Bitch could be working and making more money than you.
Oh, she is probably.
I'm about to fund somebody's college fund myself. Anyway, but you know,
well, that's like the whole problem though. Is that damn it? Now I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say on that. You were talking about.
The housing bubble or
strippers?
That too. Those are always there. Whenever you do that, that's the whole reason why Vanguard and BlackRock come in and swoop that shit right the fuck up, because they know it gets fucking put on the market, foreclosed on. They can buy that shit, and then they're always owned by them, pretty much, even through the bank, whatever else. Like all the people who are like, we own our home. You kind of don't.
Yeah,
because if you pay property tax and they have a chance to be able to take your shit from you, you don't really own it.
No,
just how it is.
No, and that's another like Pavlovian dog thing. Like it's like, well, do I really want to own my house and still have to pay property tax? You know, even like in Billy Madison, you know, the woman built the guy built his own house and she didn't pay property taxes for like 10 years, 12 years or whatever it is, and then now the government just took the house and was just like, nah, we own it. So you do that or you rent, and now you don't have to worry about that. You just pay your rent, and you have to worry about property tax.
Well, there is a video going around where this lady's talking about if you bury a family member on your property that they supposedly can't. Like, I'll look into that. That sounds tantalizing because I'll bury a motherfucker on my property.
So there's this TikTok couple I follow. They're the Married Lawyers, I think they're called, and they were like, yes, but no, because yes, you could do that, but you also have to claim that you're a cemetery. Yeah. And then I think you have to maintain it. Yeah. There's so much like you can't just be like, I'm a church, I'm not paying taxes. Because, you know, you have to do all this stuff.
Yeah. This ain't the early 1900s. I can see how that may have worked without the hoops to jump through then, but not now.
But Trump did it.
Ooh.
But Trump did it on one of his golf courses.
Yeah.
You could say that you are like a cemetery. You see how
I mean, I am dead inside.
I identify because I'm dead inside. No,
I've talked to you and Jack about this a lot, like about like the weird people who are out there, like when it talks about like basically Soylent Green, like we're eating the people type thing, and how there's a push like all across the country of people wanting to be just buried to become like a tree,
true,
or something now, and they're doing it like I think Washington State was the first one to do it, and then like there's like 13 or 14 other states that are doing it too. That you don't get cremated or just like buried in a regular funeral home type of way, but you can be put back to the earth and made into a tree.
But I mean, did we talk about this last week about the transgender person that wanted to off themselves by the government because they
in Canada, in
Canada, and And
Canada's like, no problem. We kill motherfuckers all the time.
No, they wouldn't. They said no. They said no. But like,
oh yeah, that's right.
Didn't we put a guy in jail for that?
Mm-hmm.
We put a guy in jail for assisting people for offing themselves. But wait a minute, it wasn't the government. The government didn't get their cut, so it's illegal. If the government can get their cut, then we'll make it legal.
What was that guy's name again? I forgot.
Kevorkian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kevorkian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
do you know that the Ghost Adventures guy has the Kevorkian van in his museum?
Oh, Zach Baggins or whatever his name is.
Yep.
Zach Douche Baggins.
Bobo Douche Baggins.
Bilbo Douche Baggins. I like that.
Yeah.
Man, but I just they always have to take their cut, man. And they always, no matter what. I mean, if you sit down and really think about how much we are taxed.
Oh, dude.
Like how much we are taxed, it'll drive you insane.
No, if you really do think it's like 70 to 90% almost, like whenever it comes down to it, because you are constantly fucking taxed on shit all the fucking time. And they'll say, well, if it was that much, you wouldn't have any money. Why don't you just go ahead and add up everything you fucking pay tax on and tell me how it's not?
Yeah.
And then they go, well, the Republicans are crazy. They want to do a 30% flat tax.
Yeah.
If I'm paying 70%, if I'm getting paid, I'm getting taxed. When I go buy groceries, I'm getting taxed. When I get gas, I'm getting taxed. When I have property, I'm getting taxed. Like everything you do, you get taxed. And that's what I'm trying to teach my son.
Well,
like, dude, nothing's free. Whenever somebody says or something, do you want something free? Nothing's ever free. Everything has a cost to it. Everything has a tax to it. You know, you always got to pay the VIG, no matter what. You know, and the government is the biggest piece of shit when it comes to that.
Oh, absolutely.
But they hide it. But they're really good at hiding everything. It's like, you know.
Well, they were. Now the more people look into it, people either accept it or they know it's bullshit.
Well, that's what I said about Trump.
That's why I love Festivus.
Yeah.
That's what I said about Trump. Like, if he did nothing, if he did absolutely nothing, and everybody, he didn't do it. He showed more people in this country how corrupt our government really is. He showed their hand. He showed their hand and how corrupt they really are. And like you said, you can either lay down and take it, which a lot of people are, or you can see it and go, this is fucking bullshit. This is bullshit. Like, I was just thinking about it. Like, when my buddy bought a house back in Jersey and we were talking, he's like, yeah, it's going to be like $800 a month. And I'm like, dude, did you figure in the tax? He goes, no, Zillow said it's like $800. And I'm like, think again.
That's 2,000.
Yeah, that's what it ends up like. And then you go to see your taxes, like $13,000 a year. And you're like, wait a minute, now it just jumped up to like $2,300 or whatever a month. And it's like, because of all the other stuff and whatever percentage you get. It's like, next thing you know, it's like $3,000 whatever a month, and it's like, wait a minute, I thought it said 800. Yeah, but you didn't figure out the tax.
Yeah,
you didn't.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, man, they get you all the time, and for people not to just look and see that, it's.
Well, speaking of they get you all the time, why don't we go ahead and start talking about what this episode is about, or named at least?
Yeah,
because they're going to be trying to get you again. Because now they're coming up with some more bullshit. Let's go ahead and what should we go with? The disease first? Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Let's talk about
disease.
let me pull it up. All right. So this was out yesterday. Disease X. So UK
Elon,
scientists,
you fucked everything up.
Probably. So it says UK scientists begin developing vaccines against new pandemic. The work is being carried out at the government's high security Porton laboratory
Absolutely trustworthy.
In Wiltshire. Isn't Wiltshire where the Stonehenge is in our trivia?
I don't know.
That we did the other week. I think that's where it said it was.
I can't remember.
So there's a team of like 200 scientists that are doing this. They have drawn up a threat list of animal viruses that are capable of infecting humans and could in future spread rapidly around the world, which is funny because isn't what the we just had the COVID stuff.
Mhm.
Wasn't that like a rare, like they said it was a rare like animal to human virus, and that's why it was a gain of function because it wasn't supposed to spread to humans, but they made
Mhm.
it so it would spread to humans.
You mean the
Yep.
liar who told everybody that it didn't happen?
Yeah,
You
that
know.
one. Yeah. Anyway, so which of them will
well,
break?
and I will point out, and as well as you and everyone, and most people who listen to this, if they're talking about this shit right now, they've already been doing this for years.
Yeah.
So just so we're all on the same page.
What do you mean,
Yeah.
like that biolab, the Chinese biolab in California?
Yeah, nothing to see here.
Nope, nothing to see here. Let's not. But Russia's the bad people. But
Mhm.
Uyghur Muslims and the Falun Gong practitioners. We won't talk about that in China.
Nope.
So and like organ harvesting. Nope, it's okay. Which of them will break through and trigger the next pandemic? They'll refer to as Disease X. So Sky News went to the lab. Blah blah blah. Basically, they're just starting to try and come up with a new vaccine.
There it is. There it is. Wait, hold on. Hopefully we can prevent it. A pandemic.
Yes. Hopefully we can prevent it. But if we can't and we have to respond, then we have already started developing vaccines and therapeutics to crack it. But scientists at the center are now involved in monitoring several high-risk pathogens, including bird flu, monkeypox. But didn't they change that to like MP? Or what did they change
Mpox.
monkeypox to?
Mpox.
Yeah, because it's racist against monkeys. It's fucking dumb.
We're the aliens. God, please come
I
down
know.
and take us,
Right.
please. I promise I'll
then
be a good boy.
What is it called? The hantavirus, and it's
Hunta.
a disease, and it's a disease spread by rodents. One early success of the world's first vaccine against the hemorrhagic fever, and it's spread by ticks and has a fatality rate of 30%. Early stage clinical trials have just started with 24 volunteers.
They're going to be
Expected
trying,
bad.
like, that's the whole thing with like,
Volunteer for that.
yeah, why would you
I
volunteer?
volunteer. I
Yeah.
volunteer.
They're going to be like, so much shit is spreading through ticks and everything else. They're going to be trying to get people to get the fuck out of the woods and stuff so bad.
Yeah. Well, and this is why I brought up. Okay. My mind went a little
My
Charlie Day
mind's telling me
today.
no.
Little crazy.
But my body. My
So
body's
I
telling me yes.
read about Disease X, and then I saw it's being spread by ticks, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Because Alex Jones today was talking about something called alpha gal. Alpha gal. Okay. And he said it like 50 times. Alpha gal, alpha gal, alpha gal. I
Sounds
will
like a
say 10 more times.
Say it
That's
sounds like a
exactly
bad
what he said.
bitch. Alpha
Yeah.
gal.
Sounds like a
Alpha
dom.
gal.
Come get me, alpha gal.
So apparently this thing called alpha gal is something that certain ticks have. And what it does is that it will make people
Basically.
allergic to meat, to certain types of meat. And then it
That's
made me
fucked
think
up.
of, the big push for people like Beyond Meat and like eating bugs is the new rage. Hey, let's all eat cockroaches and be cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the hissing ones.
Yeah. And like all these people having all these after certain vaccinations and having reactions to certain meats. And I was like, wait, what? So
Yeah.
so I'm gonna play this clip because it'll explain it better than I can. Because
And anyone who hasn't been hearing about this allergic reaction to red meat and shit, I know we've talked about it before too, but dude, it's been coming around for like a couple of years now. I've been hearing about that shit.
It's funny because the other day on a live, somebody was talking about that their uncle or something can't eat steak anymore, and it makes them sick.
Yep.
And somebody goes, "Did they get the shot?" And they go, "Yeah." And I was like, "That checks." I'm like, and now we're talking about this. I'm like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah.
Like, guys,
never heard of the alpha gal thing before. I'm gonna say it 100 times.
Please, if you do anything, listen to us, because everything that we've said since we've kind of started this has come true.
And
Everything that we have told you about.
And
even
I'll,
butt drugs.
well,
butt drugs became a thing
we all
like
love
last
butt drugs.
month. Yeah, and we were talking about butt drugs months ago. But everything that we have told people has come true.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's enraging that we're sitting here saying this, and you know, sometimes it feels like we're kind of screaming into the
Right.
wind, but like, and then it comes true. It's like, bro, did we say this like months ago?
But there's a lot of other podcasts too that I will say, like Bongino, he's the same
Mhm.
way. People don't fucking listen to him until later on. Fucking Drinking Bros, they
Mhm.
were saying that same shit. They were like, bitch, we had all this information years ago, and you want to say you didn't know? Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Oh,
all
yeah.
did. Even fucking Mark Levin, which I don't listen to him anymore because he's establishment cunt, kinda. But he was even
Because they
saying this
don't
shit.
do any of
This
this
disease
stuff.
X.
I'm telling you, I go to the original of the
Mhm.
conspiracy theorists, I guess you'd say,
Mr.
the Alex Jones, Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Alex
Frog's
Jones.
gay. Hey,
Dude.
piece of shit. Hey, get up here, you piece of shit.
I was thinking
Remember-
about it. I started watching him about 8 years ago, right before
Okay.
the 2016 election. I don't know. I don't remember how I found him, but randomly I found him. I started watching him every day to the point where my son, who is 7 now, when he was 3, he'd be like, "It's Alex Jones," because he listened to it every day.
That's
But
awesome.
what I would, but but what I do is when I listen to a show, when I was like starting to like question a lot of stuff and like want to look deeper, is I would write down in like the back of a notebook everything that he talked about that I had no freaking clue what he was, because he talks so fast and he
Oh,
brings
yeah.
up all these different things, and I was like, what the fuck is this? What is the Trilateral Commission? What is he talking about that? What is
Mhm.
Operation Northwoods? What is Bohemian Grove? Like, and I'd write it down, and then later on I would go and I'd look into it, and then all of a sudden you just start seeing all these different things. You're like, he is not insane. He's not
No.
insane.
No.
Mm-mm.
He's not. So
But he's like Trump. He's very aggressive.
hyperbolic.
Yeah. very aggressive with what he says. I'll bring it back to the ultraviolet rays. When Trump was talking about ultraviolet rays and how it's gonna, it should cure, it's gonna cure this. You'll have this kind of light ray that go in your body and blah blah blah. And everybody sat there and was like, "Oh, you said to put bleach in it." It was like, no, he said there's some kind of disinfectant or whatnot. And now all of a sudden, if you look, there's ultraviolet rays for your phones to clean
Yeah.
your
Well,
cabinets.
No,
but they were
that's the
using
one
UV
thing that
light
got-
for internal shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the thing though, is that when COVID started and everything, everyone was buying UV things for their packages, for their fruits,
Mhm.
their vegetables. Like you said, there's these things that you can stick your phone in that'll kill stuff. So I was like, how is that not like a little hop, skip, and jump to bleach?
Yeah.
Right.
So okay.
Yeah.
So
But let me play this for
Yeah.
you. I don't know how long it is, I'll be honest, because as much as I try to get things for this show, I'm like taking care of a kid at the same time.
No.
Maybe 2,
okay.
because sometimes
Listen.
the other one
Man,
comes
fuck
out
them
and
kids.
says I'm
I'm
hungry.
I love saying that as a parent. Everyone's like, "Oh my god!" Like, no, come on, just
Dude, seriously, it's so true. When you have a kid that's like almost self-sufficient but not self-sufficient for themselves, you don't see them all day, and then all of a sudden they're yelling at you, "I'm hungry,
Yeah.
give me some food." And you're like, I haven't seen you in 5 hours. I
Uh-huh.
thought you were still sleeping.
oh yeah.
Like-
isn't your husband the same way? I haven't seen you in 5 hours. I pooped myself. Okay, I wipe my own ass. All right, I can do that. But where's
Make
dinner,
me a
babe?
sandwich.
But
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So here it is. Boop, boop, doop.
big thing. So please don't let me, once it gets super bad, go, God, he was right. They're now admitting this. Let's stop it now together, because we're all watching each other's backs here. So Rob Duke is here to break this down. I've got a whole folder dealing with it. Like, oh my gosh, everybody's allergic to meat now, to beef. It's because of the tick. Yeah. People in Canada can't eat beef now, and the tick isn't there. People in Germany can't eat it. The tick's not there. People in Australia can't eat it. The tick's not there. The tick is the cover. Like, oh, Bronny James had a heart attack because he got COVID. No, it's the shot. So you got a bunch of text messages, a bunch of tweets, a bunch of emails. Rob Dew on top of this. First breakdown the details of it, what the syndrome is, and then get into just the huge response we've gotten. We're going to open the phones up tomorrow for folks to say, hey, maybe you took the shot. That's great. But I've got a sneaking suspicion. We're going to open the phones up. It's going to be nothing but callers that can't eat beef now because they took the shot.
Well, alpha-gal syndrome, thanks, Alex, is from the Mayo Clinic. It's a type of food allergy. And so this alpha-gal is a protein, and they're putting it in, you can look this up to this. This is a Mayo Clinic document, talks about alpha-gal. Then we showed yesterday a CDC document, products that may contain alpha-gal, which you guys have that one. You know what? I'll show it to this little camera over here so people can see it. They believe a CDC document right there.
We can pull it up too.
Right there. And if you go to the end of this, it has a link to another CDC PDF, but it tells you non-food products that may contain alpha-gal. You have gelatin, glycerin, magnesium stearate, and bovine extract. Bovine extract is basically when they liquefy a baby cow and use that as the medium.
And by the way, you sent this to the network. We're going to skip this break. It's in the video we posted yesterday.
It's in the video, yes.
So that we'll put all of it on screen. Keep going.
All that. And so when I cross-reference, and there's a link that takes you to a list of vaccines, and I just cross-referenced those items in the vaccines and just did a search, and you could see there's about 15 different vaccines that contain these products in one form or another. And this is
that
what
they admit caused the allergy.
That will cause the allergy. And there's studies. You could just do studies, look up alpha-gal. And here's the interesting thing. They sometimes use the alpha symbol, which it looks like an A, but it's got a weird side on it, but it's A-gal. And it's the same thing. So some people say alpha-gal, some people say A-gal. So when you're using your searches, notice that sometimes you won't find, you have to almost copy the A-gal and put it into a search engine. Then you'll find even more things about it. And it's amazing stuff looking at all this. Basically, this protein's in a lot of vaccines. And you look at the comments we got on.
Oh, by the way, so you see in one of them, the MMR vaccine, they're one of the first ones. It says the MRC5, including DNA, protein, or whatever. That's just the aborted fetal tissue of a baby boy that has been cloned since the 80s.
Right. Yeah, that's just the one that they keep putting in everything.
Yeah, I asked my kid's physician, well, what's MRC5? Do you know what that is? No. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. So
once again, there was a reason why doctors didn't want to give these shots out, and you were getting it in the back of a fucking 7-Eleven.
Well, absolutely. But what if you ask her that and she says no? It'd be like, why am I seeing you?
Yeah. What? But I just had a left field thought right now. Okay, they're putting all this stuff in shots. I remember when it first came out, and they were saying that when you put the thing up your nose, that it was kind of putting something up there that say, you know how they're giving away all these free syringes and these free heroin kits and everything like that.
Nanotech.
Well, that's what a lot of people were saying with the deep brain penetration of those fucking COVID tests too. Because that's what it was. Those motherfuckers were going deep in your shit.
Yeah.
And it's probably touching your hindbrain, which is like
there was
your
one
animalistic side.
There was one lady that got brain leakage from it. I don't know what exactly it was, but they went up and it hit something that ended up fucking bursting some shit. I remember hearing about that.
They went up too far.
Hold on. Hold on real quick. So I just want to let everybody know, if you go onto, I found this on BitChute. You go to Ron Gibson on BitChute. It's the 3rd hour of the Alex Jones Show. If you want to watch the rest of it, watch the rest of what they were talking about, the alpha-gal stuff. But I also wanted to bring up in that video, he did show a CDC site, and this is what it is right here from the CDC. As you can see, CDC up here, blah, blah. And it's talking about alpha-gal. I want to see where he said it, and then here is the link to the vaccines.
Okay.
And
Lord,
I'm
have
just doing it
mercy.
live because
Do it
hold
live.
on. So
We'll do it
live.
Fuck it.
You can see there's formaldehyde, and you can see what vaccines and how much they're in. And what was this called? It was.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, here's the bovine stuff extract, and you can see what vaccinations they're in and the amount, whether it is like what the purpose is for it.
Mm-hmm.
And different things.
Oh, okay.
So, like
that
this
is a
one that
fucking
concerns
lot.
me is
And is it
the
aluminum? That's aluminum?
That's aluminum. Yeah, that's the one that concerns me a lot. That's another one
Yeah.
that I talked to, like, the
So,
doctor about. I was like,
to
yeah,
me-
there's a lot of aluminum.
To me, as soon as
and
I see aluminum all the way down to that bottom one, that just says Alzheimer's, 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 Alzheimer's eventually, because that
Yeah.
seems to be a main leading cause from what
And look, here's the-
actual scientists that aren't bought and paid for are finding out. But
yeah.
Wow.
that's I actually personally switched to using aluminum free any sort of deodorant I can. I try to stay out of that as much as possible. Like I've really become conscious of some of that shit the past few years.
Yeah. Well, I think it's actually really funny now that like a big selling point for a lot of deodorant companies now is that it's aluminum and paraben free.
Yeah, why
and,
are
like,
you
that's a
doing
big
that
thing
now?
for anything. Like if you look at it, like even shampoos, like sulfate free and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So, but I don't.
Like, oh wait,
whatever.
they're on to us. Let's switch so we can keep making money.
I know. Well, you know what? I bring this up because when I started looking into vaccines, it was about 2016, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped looking into stuff for about 3 years after it because I just
It'll drive you crazy.
Yeah, what it led me to, like organ harvesting. I can tell you where
Mhm.
you can go and you can buy body parts in Germany.
China.
Yeah, well, no,
Well,
in
Germany
Germany,
too, yeah.
Seattle.
like how much a person's arm's worth. You know,
Mhm.
weird
Mhm.
stuff. I stopped looking into stuff for years because it freaked me out so much.
Mm-hmm.
I pay attention, but I never like
And black belt.
dove in again.
Well, yeah,
Sorry.
that was like how it
But-
became with me, like with the child trafficking stuff and everything else. Because whenever I first started looking into it and I got a lot into all the actual evidence and shit, it got real
Mhm.
dark for a while, and I stopped looking into anything for like almost damn near a year. And then I was like, okay, well, eventually it's just gonna fucking creep back into my face because I don't want it to happen. But yeah,
Mhm.
some of this shit, no matter what you look into, politics, geopolitical, trafficking, fuck the government, it'll drive you crazy with how much stuff is really fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
it's
The second that I found the immunization list with all the ingredients in it on the CDC, I printed it out because I knew if I try to find it again,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to.
Mm-hmm. Which is good. I really like that you print out shit like that. That you
I
always
do.
gonna
I
have
print
it.
out
Yeah.
a lot.
That's
I got
dope.
my legal boxes. Actually, I haven't printed out as much recently. I started doing it again,
Mm-hmm.
but I was telling you, like after I was looking into a lot of stuff, I just stopped. I just was like, I feel like I'm getting into something that I don't know if I'm ready for. Like my
Yeah.
brain's not ready for it. I might
Mhm.
like power down, you know?
Oh yeah.
So
Mhm.
yeah. But I brought up but to you guys and anybody watching. So we brought up Disease X to begin with because everything that's going on with like Russia, you hear about China, and then now Africa and BRICS and Brazil, all this other stuff is
Mhm.
going on around the world. People talking about, okay, well, how do you think World War III is going to pop off? Right? people talking about it being a biological war. That's why I brought up Disease X. And then what about it being like cyber warfare?
I think it'll be both of those. I don't think
I
a
think so
shot's going to
too.
give. I don't think as far as like something against the U.S., there will not be a shot or a bomb fired in this country until after said cybernetic deal or something. It'll be something like that first.
Well, and that's why I posed the question to you guys in what I sent you. It's like, do you think a cyber attack could be our modern day Franz Ferdinand
Right.
to get us into World War III?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
No,
And
that
then
fucking- that old shitty pants codger who's sitting
Well,
in the
and-
White House is going to get us into World War III.
We
Right.
already have World War III posturing on Aleutian Islands right now. We had Russian and Chinese warships up there via Canadian Prepper. So if anybody doesn't listen to him, listen to one of his latest episodes. That's where they were talking. He mentioned it for the second time. August 23rd, South Korea is doing a drill toward possible attacks from North Korea. So they're going to do all of these evacuation drills. That's coming up on the 23rd. That's just something to keep an eye on. Also, yeah, up in the Aleutian Islands, up in Alaska, you know, where Japan came in through during World War II, tried to. There's ships up there right now and shit posturing. That's all it is. They're trying to make us fucking. Basically, it's that guy, that stick figure that's poking something. He's like, come on, do World War. Come on.
Well, and so I wanted to bring this up then. So it says trying to hack the Japanese military networks, the report says. So the scariest part about this article, and if you want to see, this is the you can find it on Forbes. It's Chinese hack Japanese military networks. You can go look up the article for yourselves because I'm not going to read through all of it. But I just want to say the scariest part about it is that they started doing it in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And this article came out yesterday. So they're talking about for like 3 years now. And no one said anything.
You know what else is fucked up? Which I don't want to. All right, I'll go ahead and get into it. Chinese malware. How much of it do you think is in our trans
fats?
No, the transformers, our electrical transformers, the giant ones that run our country. There's how many of them across all this area? Like 50,000 or something? 8. Take out 8 of them. That's all you need. And this country's fucked. How many of those transformers came in that might have Chinese malware that we didn't fucking look at? Guaranteed there's some there.
Well, why do you think Trump wanted to like stop Yahweh from coming in?
Which I agreed with, definitely.
Yeah. But like the connection between the bio weapons and the cyber
Japan
attack
is using the default password. Probably, yeah.
Password 1 2 2 3.
So this happened last week. There was a cyber attack on hospitals and healthcare facilities last week. And this isn't anything new either. So this happened, yeah, like I said, last week, but it happens often.
Was it me, or was there a lot of like electrical, like internet stuff that was going awry last week? Did anybody else notice a lot of internet stuff like not working properly? It was weird.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I've been noticing weird, spotty internet shit for probably about 6 months.
I mean, I've been
other people,
for like
well,
a year and a half.
Well, I mean, something like that. But I'm saying to where it's like open network. Usually, shit that's been very fast has really slowed the fuck down.
Yeah.
I feel like certain things are getting fed off. Like we're not seeing the bandwidth getting pushed down into other places and shit, but I feel like shit like that's happening. And it's not for reasons like people are like, oh, it's just evening out or shit. No, I think that people are using that shit in nefarious means. That's what I think.
Places where you used to have fine like service and everything like that, all of a sudden is like cut in half.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because they're using that shit.
Yeah, like I don't think I've seen.
It's gonna be getting taken down.
I haven't seen like 5G or LTE like full.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Dude, whenever I see LTE on my phone, I'm like, fucking shut that off. That ain't even fucking working. There's no
Yeah.
point to that.
Yeah, it does nothing. It does
Nothing.
nothing. And I'm convinced it's the same shit. They just make it work less.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh look, 4G's quick. Oh look, 4G LTE. Oh look, LTE.
Dude,
Oh
that
look,
ain't shit. I have like 4 bars of 5G on my phone sometimes, and I try to look at a TikTok, and it's like,
Yeah.
dude, come, yeah.
Even the 5, what is it, UW Ultra, whatever. A lot of times when I have that, my phone does just a paperweight. It don't do anything.
Shit. Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. I thought this was supposed to be the ultra fast one, and it's just like, beep.
Remember how we were talking about 10G like a few weeks ago? How they wanted
Mhm.
10G to come out, and then like they're gonna do holograms and robots for like rural areas for hospitals and everything.
Oh yeah, we're gonna.
What happens if the
Tupac's gonna
signal
be my
drops down to
fucking surgery.
5G
Yeah.
and they're in
Right.
the middle of a surgery?
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah.
All of a sudden, your oxygen and everything just drops. Bye. See you later.
Where did my
Sayonara.
hologram surgeon go?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. Once again, like, we're depending too much on the internet and electronics.
Mhm.
We're really depending on all this crap too much, and you know, and we just
you
need people.
think-
People are so like, I'm sorry, people are just so lazy. They don't want to do it.
Oh yeah.
They want $1 million to be a doctor, like, and they don't want to work at it. They just want to be like, well, I'm a certain ethnicity. I should be the #1 doctor.
Dude,
And it's
people
like,
are already so fucking lazy. They're already getting caught using AI for shit like essays and other shit and writing. Like,
yeah.
They won't even
Chat-
proofread their own cheating.
dude,
Yeah.
it's
Hey,
fucking
Chad.
ridiculous.
Hey, ChatGPT, write my dissertation. It writes the dissertation, you hand it in, and 7 people have the same fucking dissertation. It's
Right.
like, word for word, really? You didn't
Right.
even change any punctuation, nothing?
It wouldn't
You know?
mention ketchup right here. I don't know what the fuck that was talking about. but-
Yeah, it's.
I kind of want to pose this question to you all.
Let's do it.
So even though that we have all this technology and the emergence of more technology every single day,
Mhm.
do you think that we are a society as a whole in decline?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're becoming dependent too much.
Yeah, as I'm going through this journey that I'm going through right now, and I'm back into the Bible and stuff like that, you kind of realize that, like, we're slowly going downhill,
Mhm.
and there's not a lot of people looking at the Bible. And listen, whatever denomination you want to be, whatever religion you want to be, like, it's fine, it's whatever. But like, if you notice that certain, like, people, like, if you just don't believe in God, you just do whatever you want, and it's just debaucherous and all this, like,
Well-
nonsense, and oh, my kid's a girl. I'm gonna change my kid's sexual orientation. I'm gonna change my kid's this. Like,
But
but
there's-
we are, and with the internet and everybody being able to have the same echo chamber,
Right.
Mhm.
we are slowly
Right.
going down a hill that we are not prepared for.
Right. Well, but I also will say there's plenty of people who don't believe in God that will say that all this shit is wrong.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
some atheists have more value in their
Yeah.
meaning and shit than some Christians, which is
Yeah.
crazy to say, but it's because they may not believe in one thing, but they know what morality is, and
Yeah.
they're not trying to fuck with people and fuck up kids and stuff like that. But I also agree with what you're saying. But the it's like a lot of people will be like, well, I don't want to be set in those mindsets, whatever else. Well, okay, cool. The whole thing is that everything is being done in such an immoral state, it's fucking up our whole country. How did Rome fall? How
That's-
did Greece fall? How did all
Right.
that? Through immorality.
Well,
Big
that's what,
time.
and if you read the Bible, that's what it tells you. Like, you should be slow to speak. You should be more eager to learn. You should be more eager to like look at the layout and see everything. But a lot of people are not like that. A lot of people just see what they want to see, and they're chasing. Society used to tell people that they were wrong. Now they celebrate. Now they celebrate. I go back to the women's soccer team. The leader of the team should not be fucking happy until after they have done what they came to do.
Exactly.
Sitting there celebrating a 0-0 participation win is a part of the downfall of our society.
Yep, you ain't no fucking leader.
Wanting to be right is worth more nowadays than actually being right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, and that bitch was like, "Oh, it's my last year ever playing, and what are you happy that you accomplished in soccer? Equal pay."
money, glutton.
I'm
Glutton
happy
and-
that we get equal pay for not bringing in any sort of the amount of revenue. And I'm sorry, like people can get mad about me saying that, but look, you suck. You don't bring in the revenue. I don't know what to tell you. A WNBA too. You
But
suck.
it's
You don't
not
bring
even
in
that
the
they.
revenue.
But it's not to me.
No,
it's
they
not
do now.
only-
No, they do
well,
now.
I mean, it's not that they suck. It's that they don't bring in the money that everybody
don't.
else does.
They don't. They don't.
They don't. You know, no matter what. I mean, listen. They were saying that at the beginning of the exhibition matches, they were giving away free tickets in Sweden or wherever it is. They were giving
Right.
away tickets. Nobody wanted to go to the exhibition match, and they're like, well, you know, and then when it comes closer to the end game, then yeah. Try that with a WNBA game. When whatchamacallit, I mean not W. Try that with an NBA game. When the NFL goes to Germany, when the NFL goes to France, they sell out. No matter if the fucking Cleveland Browns are playing the Miami Dolphins or whatever.
They're watching
Doesn't
professional
matter.
men football players like that are going to
Well-
smash each other.
Wasn't there a video of a guy that was like giving away? They're like, "Hey, you can have a free WNBA tickets for the night or $1," and everyone took the $1 rather than
I would have too.
for the WNBA game.
I would have too. I'm not gonna lie, because that $1 gonna buy me a snack tomorrow. It's not gonna buy me 3 hours of disappointment and overpriced drinks. I'll tell you that.
But yeah. But we are on the decline of society. We really are, and it's funny. Do you notice the countries that are coming to take over are these powerhouse now countries where everybody is together, and they will tell you, sorry, you cannot chop your penis off. And then be this. You can't do that. No, you're a man, you're a woman. This is your role. That's your role. And they're coming to take us over, where we're sitting here going, well, you know, Janet has 2 moms. And, you know, Janet serves in the United States Marine Corps. So, you know, Janet is now a better person because she now has 2 moms. And Russia's out there going, you want to blow shit up? Let's blow shit up.
Oh, and speaking of that, yeah, South Africa just joined up totally with Russia. They're like, let's fucking join with them. That means Nigeria is probably going to go to war soon with Nigeria and a whole bunch of the rest of Africa.
Yeah.
Shit is about to be popping off.
Okay,
Told you.
I talked
Africa's
to
gonna
y'all
be the
about
best
this.
place.
Mm-hmm.
months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Africa's in play in the next few years.
There it is. They're coming up.
And I have to give credit to Tori Says. I do,
She
because
was
she's been
talking about that.
Africa
Yeah.
for years too. Like talking about that stuff. I mean, about Russia and China going over to Africa, trying to build up all these nuclear power plants over there, right? You know, you had Ethiopia and Egypt and another country all fighting because Ethiopia is putting up a dam on the Nile. So there's shit's gonna pop off around there.
Yeah.
But
And
all right,
and
just
he-
to go
and
back
he-
to what we were talking about with like Nation in Decline real quick though too. So what do you think the problem is that we are told that it's not okay to want to be content, but always to be progressing? Because we could stop progress right now and everyone would be okay. But why is it that for society to basically work, you cannot be content?
money.
I've been really philosophical today, guys. I'm so sorry.
I like it.
Well,
I like it.
no,
It's
and
making me think.
And I agree with what Davey just said, money. And there's also Solved problems don't get out the vote. Solved problems don't make money. Solved problems don't let issues be had.
Mhm.
Once you solve those problems, the government and everybody can go the fuck away, so they know that.
Why do you think they keep stoking all this nonsense? Why
Yeah,
do you think they keep telling everybody that the 1% of the United States, is well off, and they have these boats while you're sitting there scrounging for dinner. Everybody needs equal pay. Everybody needs equal this, because they keep wanting to stoke the flames of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They want everybody against each other, so that way, and people are just getting lazy. That's the thing. Everybody's getting lazy.
Oh yeah.
Especially, like, I heard something about the divorce rate is 56% in this country, and even if you make it past, I think it was like 8 or 10 years or something like that, people 17% are happy in their marriage. It's because now, with the progress of the internet and all these apps, you could just start talking to people from all over, and all of a sudden you go, oh, that guy's kind of cute. Oh, he's interesting. Oh, he's this. I don't want to be with you anymore. I found someone else different. It's like, why are we doing this? Stop, take a breath, and just relax and chill, and know that you have something to work on. But no, a lot of people are just lazy, and they just go next, and that's our problem now. We're always looking for the next thing, the next better thing.
It's because Tyler Durden said it the best. We are a single serving culture.
Yeah.
It's all it is anymore, because of, like you said, the apps, the internet, the ability to have pure convenience at your fucking fingertips. It has ruined so much.
Yeah.
Internet's good for one thing, but it has also been real fucking bad. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep, go ahead. Sorry, my bad. I hit it too.
Oh my gosh.
Marriage is hard work. People prefer the easy way out. All sunshine,
Yeah.
People don't work at it anymore.
Nope.
They just sit there, and they go on their phones. They go, they play games, and they start and they think that somebody else on the other side is better. And you keep, and then what? And then what? And then that doesn't work. And you go to the next, and you go to the next, and you go to the next. And when does it end? Once again, it's just like the news. It's the news cycle. It's like, oh, this is hot and titillating. Let's put this out. And then the next thing you know, you've ruined somebody's life, and then on to the next. And that's what we are calling progress.
No.
That's not progress.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's not progress. It's false progress.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, my journey back into the Bible has taught me so much about just stop, patience, dude. And I'm telling you, my problem is my patience. I have a severe patience problem, and I want everything now. I want it now. I want it now. I want it now. And I've had to take a look at myself.
I want it all.
Yeah.
And I want it now.
But I had to and not for nothing. And I've been taking a look at. I've been doing this for a while. Like the patience of I don't need that. I mean, I was going for a while. I have fucking 10 headsets. For what? What am I gonna do with them?
Oh, I'm with you on that. I have 5 mics. I don't even know why.
And I had to step back and just be and then look at them. I'm like, I cleaned the house the other day, and I was like, holy shit. Trish was right. I shouldn't be just keep buying. What do I need this for? And that's what people do. They keep buying and buying and buying and buying.
Well, you're trying to fill a hole for some reason. You don't even know why.
Yeah. And then I looked and I'm like, oh, well, this is a fucking giant hole I've made, and now I got to dig myself out of it.
And fill it with a dig.
Oh my word.
Spike fucked the couch when he was younger. Anyway, it was velvet.
I'm sure we all probably have.
But
eyeballing you.
Because if I win the Mega Millions, I'll let you pick one thing to have now.
Thank you.
But not the winning ticket.
Smart.
But yeah, so if going back into the Bible, it teaches you just that even if you don't believe in God, okay, even if you don't believe in God, the words of the Bible speak truth. Like it tells you to hold your tongue, you know, to be patient, that, you know, right now may not be the time, but wait. You never know what's on the other side. The grass, once again, the grass is not always greener on the other side.
No.
On the other side, it could look green, but, you know, it could be that fucking spray painted green that people do now. And then all of a sudden,
fake as fuck.
yeah. And next thing you know, like you look, you're like, wait a minute, this what? And then, but it's brown there. Like I thought it was green, and that's kind of like what the Bible tells you is just, you know, is to believe in something else. Don't let, and a lot of things, like another thing is like I get in my head, like you can tell yourself 1,000 different things. Is the truth different? Most likely. The 900 things that ran through your head, are they what's happening? No.
Nope, most likely not.
Wait until you see what's happening before you rush to judgment. And that's another thing. Don't judge people, because if you're going to judge somebody else for what they're doing, maybe that's what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what's inside of you that you're projecting on somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And Whoopi said they straight up diddled my brain. But like, yeah, I mean, we are on a slippery slope. And like you said, there could be a path down an icy slope right now that we can just stop. There might be this little patch of like mountain where we can just stop and just take a breath and just look around and go, hey, maybe we're going a little too fast right now. But a lot of people won't. Look at all this AI shit that's going on. Look at all, you know, all these things where, you know, now got robot dogs and robot delivery services and all this stuff. And nobody's going, oh no, this is bad. We're putting people out of work.
Well, yeah.
Maybe we should stop doing that.
Yeah.
But everybody's like, well, it'll get here in 10 minutes. So,
well, that's the same thing with like how we can point out a million times that they're teaching kids degenerate bullshit with trying to show them fucking pornography in books, teaching them about gay sex, about being trans, whatever else, before they're even fucking puberty at age. That goes along with that like, fucking downgrading of society big time, because it fucks with people bad.
Well, it's not as bad as that, but like even like kids' credit cards.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Like I'm old school.
You don't deserve to have a credit card when you're a fucking kid. Yeah.
If you do this, like, here's a quarter, here's $1, you know.
But we're teaching, and like you said, we're teaching kids that that's a good thing and debt is a good thing, instead of using cash and going, well, you know, I got $20. Can I really afford that right now? No, you put it on a credit card and you go, I'll pay it later. And then what happens? You don't end up paying it. Then the next thing you know, you're sitting there with, and then the government.
Main issue. These motherfuckers. They teach your kids to do shit like that, but don't teach them, hey, guess what? You have to pay that back. Right. That's the problem with most of
them. Like, well, if you wait, the government will pay it off for you.
Exactly. And like, here's one thing. Like, I know Spike was trying to partially argue or whatever else toward like being able to pay off the student loans and shit like that. And I also heard his argument on, well, the American people have been paying so long, but so you want us to pay more? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
If you say we've been paying long enough and we deserve something, how about we deserve no taxes, motherfucker? That way you get your money, and then you can also learn how to pay your shit.
Well, a big part of like even the school thing though is that jobs have stopped doing like the proper training for jobs. Like people aren't in careers like much anymore. They're not in a company for like their career. You know.
Mm-hmm. No, that's very true. Yeah. Well, you got a lot of kids that go to college. Well, you get a lot of kids and shit just go to college for fucking bullshit that don't like they'll go for like English majors. What the fuck is that?
Psych major right here. Got my BA, my bachelor in arts, because my school was too cheap to make it a bachelor's of science.
Right. Well, but you can use that. You actually psychology. You can use that. An English major. I already know English, bitch. What the fuck are you gonna use that for? Like, I'm serious.
no,
What?
I mean, between that and like what we were talking about earlier about like bringing up wood shop and stuff like that, like I bet you 100% kids don't know how to write cursive anymore. They don't know how to
Right.
read cursive.
Mhm.
I've heard people talk about, well, what is written in cursive? The Constitution's written in cursive. A lot of old documents are written
Exactly.
in cursive. If you have a generation of kids who don't know how to read cursive, how the F are they going to figure out how to read, all these documents and stuff?
Exactly. Yeah. None of them are gonna understand it. They won't be able to fucking read it, understand. Like, it's pretty ridiculous.
The only reason I know how to write in cursive is because I went to Catholic school for a few years, and everything that I wrote had to be in cursive.
I loved it, to be honest, when I started learning how to write cursive, but I was also an artistic kid, so I drew a lot and shit, but I did calligraphy for like 4 years. I loved it. Thought every bit of it was cool as
parents out
fuck.
there that have kids who have like dyslexia or ADD or things like writing in cursive actually helps them
It does, because they, instead of separations, they connect. That's what kind of helps them connect through the flow of things and shit like that. It's true. I've seen shit like that.
I'm living proof it works.
too.
Dyslexic right here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Trying to find a Freedom Tunes cartoon that I saw today.
All right, well, you try to find it. And real quick, I just want to go over. So I don't know if you all had seen this today, but Steven Crowder and his whole crew from Mug Club did a whole, they called it a press conference on their re-platforming on Rumble. And they're bringing on, they already had Nick DiPaolo on, but Brian Callen is coming on to do a show. He's going to have a comedy special through Mug Club and Rumble.
Should be pretty good. I like him.
Yeah, Mr. Guns and Gear is on the network. The Hodge twins are now with the network with the Crowder and Mug Club, and Alex Jones joined them, and he's going to be doing a show for them every week, and then eventually they're going to somehow merge InfoWars and Mug Club.
I think it should be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
I love when
kind of excited.
I love when the Hodge twins are on Crowder, and every time they start saying the N-word, he's like, "Whoa, whoa!" He starts trying to block him out.
Dude, the Hodge twins are so funny.
Yeah, they are.
I found the video that I wanted to show really quickly. It's a long video, but I'm not going to show the whole thing. But this is kind of like this where we are in society, kind of right now.
Yeah? Hey kid, check this out.
Hey, what are you doing? Help! 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 What is going on here? This pervert is trying to—
This woman is trying to ban books!
What?
She wants to ban my queer literature!
Oh, so we've got a book banner.
That's just shameful.
You're sick, lady. For telling him he can't show porn to my kid? Have you heard of a little thing called the First Amendment? Yeah, so much for free speech. How are you siding with this pervert?
Pervert? Whoa! Whoa!
You can't call people that. You should be in jail.
Just when I thought that people like me could be accepted.
Oh, there.
Look, you've destroyed his innocence.
His purity. Where do we draw the line anymore? Is nothing sacred?
You've taken something from me. I'll never get back.
What? His purity? This is what he was trying to show my child!
Hey, you can't show people that.
I didn't need to see
What's
that
wrong
today.
with you?
That's enough, ma'am. You're under arrest.
Where were you?
The damage.
You're muted. Biz, you're muted.
How can there ever be justice for something like this?
Don't worry, she'll get hers.
Yeah. You know what they do to people like that in prison?
That's exactly how it is, and it's gonna be. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw that today.
That's
And again, anyone that doesn't know about any sort of proof about with shit like that, just go ahead and look up plenty of books that are in places where kids are that shouldn't be. And it fucking is happening. And I will also point out John Burke's last episode of All American Savage Show, which hopefully we'll be having him on soon. He had Sarah Fields on, and she literally went through a lot of those books, went to those libraries in some of those areas, and found those books to show motherfuckers. So yeah, it's happening.
Wilby said the flu mist is grown in live chicken eggs. It's the live flu vaccine. It's crazy. You look into it and get sick as fuck.
Oh yeah. Even nowadays, when you go and get your flu vaccine, now they ask you if you're allergic to eggs. They asked that about my kid. They're like, if he needs to get a flu vaccine, is he allergic to eggs? And I was like, he will not be getting it, and it's none of your business.
Oh, dude, when I went in for my neck stuff, to my doctor, they were telling me about tetanus shot and a pneumonia vaccine. First off, when you start telling me about a pneumonia vaccine, shut the fuck up and get away from me. It's that hard to avoid pneumonia.
Yeah.
Number two,
or get rid of it.
Yeah, tetanus. I'm a machinist. I get cut with rusty metal almost every day. Get away from me.
Yeah. That honestly, like, hold on. That makes the tetanus thing always confuses me because they're like, so when someone steps on a nail and they're like, oh, I hope I had my tetanus, but if they didn't, then what happens?
You get really fucked up.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
you can get really fucked up, but it has to actually like really sit in you. It tetanus, like shit like that. It's like if you really have to get fucked up to get tetanus from everything that I've known, because I've done all that shit. Never, I've stepped on a rusty nail,
Yeah,
been
me too.
cut with rusty shit, whatever else. Never had a problem. Like, but you'll lock up. Like you'll get like lockjaw and weird shit from tetanus. It can fuck you up, but I'm not saying it's not a real thing. But giving us a fucking vaccine for something that almost never happens, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like babies and hepatitis B.
Oh my god!
I'm like, baby,
I
what
told
needle
it,
are you sharing?
I know. Me and my ex had a problem with that. I told the doctor no and her no, and then my ex gave it to my daughter. They wanted to fucking do it, whatever else. I was like, why the fuck are you giving my daughter a fucking party drug vaccine? You don't get that shit unless you fucking intravenous needles and shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Are you taking your baby to Uganda?
Right. Am I going to take her to a fucking heroin rave later? Like, what the fuck is happening?
Nowadays? You never know.
Yeah.
Nowadays? You have no idea. Wilby says, it's crazy. I've had enough anthrax shots to stop a rhino heart. and they gave him that shot in the military. Like, I mean,
they get
the
peppered up with everything.
Everything. They get everything, and you get paid to do it. Well, I'm doing a show. You can see.
Well, I think we're about toward the end too. Is there anything else to really bring? Oh, actually, yeah, I'm gonna bring up this one last article just because it's gonna be a funny one. I mean, we all somewhat already had an idea, so let's go ahead and talk about it.
If your baby has been to the White House, maybe you know what those Biden kids might need it.
Barack Obama biographer David Garrow revealed ex-president's gay fantasies. Says ex-president is as insecure as Donald Trump, which I think is funny. They have to throw that in. It can't just be about Barack Obama. It can't just be about his fucked up
gay
whatever
fantasies.
But he has to be as insecure as Donald. No matter what, Donald Trump gets thrown into everything.
Everything.
Doesn't matter.
Everything. Hey, Joe Biden had 2 scoops of ice cream. You know who had 2 scoops? Donald Trump too. True.
Right.
And Joe Biden actually likes chocolate ice cream. And Donald Trump only likes only likes vanilla ice cream. Donald Trump's racist because he chooses vanilla over chocolate. Like Joe Biden's better.
He likes the Neapolitan ice cream.
This is fucking ridiculous. A biographer who years ago revealed Barack Obama's alleged gay fantasies has labeled the former president as insecure as Trump and said he is too lazy to serve on the Supreme Court in a new bombshell interview. How about he's too corrupt to serve on there? What the fuck are you talking about lazy?
He's got a multi-million-dollar
Bader
mansion on
Ginsburg
the
was
water.
literally dead for like 3 years. That bitch, and then you want to say he's
She's
too like
the
what the
notorious RBG, dude. Notorious RBG.
Notorious OLD, actually.
yeah.
Now the
they
notorious
came out with-
DED.
Dude, they came out with Notorious RBG like literally like 2 months before she
Oh yeah.
did it.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Dude, she wasn't seen in public for like months before they called her dead.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, we can go into all that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, sitting down for a lengthy Q&A with tabloid historian David Garrow had also renewed claims Obama's first memoir was fabricated, slamming it as fictionalized and an attempt at inventing a racial identity struggle that never happened. Yet he caused more division racially in this country than basically even Trump, because I mean, people just didn't like Trump because of the media, but whatever. Previously in the 1,078 page biography, Rising Star, hold on, Jesus Christ, this fucking loud ass car. That was loud as fuck. This guy was really pedaling the metal. Okay.
Burning that rice.
Yeah. Well, it sounded meaner than that. I'll actually give him some credit on that. Rising Star, the making of Barack Obama. Garrow unmasked how a young Obama considered a gay relationship while at college and cheated on Michael, with his ex during their first year of dating. I'm about done even reading into that because we already know that it's fucking stupid.
So this article is actually really interesting. I do suggest that people go and actually read the whole thing because it talks about how Obama kind of like fictionalized his life in a way to keep it into a narrative, and him talking to this guy David Garrow was basically like, this is my truth type thing,
right?
And he thought that it was very odd that in his books he never talked about his ex-girlfriends, who were apparently all white and blonde. And then he got into this whole thing where he was talking about his dad and like got into the whole like race baiting stuff and decided that he needed to marry a strong black woman or man. Whichever you say.
Big Mike.
And then they talk about how there's one of his ex-girlfriends, she had letters from Obama talking about how he had like gay fantasy, like homosexual fantasy dreams or whatever, and she blacked it out like on the paper, but like in Emory College they have some of these letters or what have you that where he's expressed those fantasies. But I thought it was interesting because didn't Joan Rivers like be like, yeah, Obama was our first gay president?
It was like 1 month after she said, we all know Michelle's a tranny or whatever, and she died.
And it was 1 month before she passed away.
Yeah. And that Obama was the first gay president.
Big Mike doesn't want to hear about them. Nope.
Yeah, just it's so convenient.
You ain't fantasizing about nothing, Barack.
You're gonna take this book. You're gonna take this book. You're gonna like it. You're gonna take this book. Oh man! But with that, thank you for joining us on this wonderful Tuesday evening. We will be back tomorrow with our guest Will Johnson. I keep forgetting where I forget the website, uaf.com.
Unite America First.
Unite America First, uaf.com. Yes. I hope we show him something new because I love showing people new things. You know, the dude Black Card last time just opened his eyes like, whoa.
Who else did show the dude Black Card to? I think we show it to Lectern guy. We showed it to Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah, him too. Him, yeah. But what was funny, we didn't show it to Dave Bondi, but we did introduce Bondi to the Smith Mund Act that he didn't really even, which I hope he looked into it. I don't know if he has. Dave Bondi, if you didn't, look into it.
Yeah, Dave.
It's like Eddie Bravo says, look into it. Just look into it because it's legal propaganda on the U.S. So just saying.
And you can find me on Twitter at MW Troublemaker. And in my Insta bio is everything in there. Mama J?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Suburban Mama 1, the number 1 that is Suburban Mama 1. Yep. And then you can find actually Biz and I on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific for the 2 Jacks 1 Scotch podcast, and me and Davey on Sundays on Rumble and YouTube for the Weekend Hangover. We haven't discussed what we're going to be discussing this week, but it'll be exciting.
It
That's
definitely
for sure.
will be. Oh, it always is. It always is. It's a nice little palate cleanser for the week, you know. And I mean, last week we talked about religion while you were enjoying family time, which
I was enjoying family time. It was so much fun. I miss them already.
just left. Anyway, Biz.
And on that note, Scott_Craiglow for whatever fucking social media you want to find me on. That's basically what I am on all those. I will eventually put up a nice graphic up here video with all of our shit turning up. But like Davey said, he has the link tree on his shit. Join us tomorrow night, and we will see you tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. Love y'all, and fuck the moon. We're going to Uranus.
Uranus.
Woo! Woo! Love y'all.
See you tomorrow.